Good evening and welcome to the Boss Room. My name is Alex Kos and I'm joined by my co-host,
Shamster.
And we have a special guest tonight. We are joined by Imamu.
Whoa. What's up, guys? I've heard so much about your podcast, I had to jump in.
Well, we appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks for having me aboard.
Imamu in the house.
All day.
All night, all day.
All night.
All right, now let's get into the hype block.
Hype block.
So Nintendo announced that they are discontinuing support from Mario Maker on the Wii U. Some of the things that they are preventing in the future is the ability to upload courses for Mario Maker, to bookmark the website, and liking courses and that sort of thing. And they will also be removing it from sale from the eShop on January 13th in 2021. So you can only play this if you have a physical copy or if you've downloaded it previously. What do you guys think of that?
Well, Imamu is our special guest, so I'm not sure if he's been into Mario Maker at all. But if he has, or even if he hasn't, do you have anything you want to jump in and say?
The game looks amazing. I remember playing it with my kids a while ago, but I haven't really fully delved into it. But I totally get why they would want to shut that down. You know, they got to make room on their servers for new games. I don't think it's necessary to keep something like that going on forever. So I totally get it.
Yeah, plus they also are still supporting Mario Maker 2 pretty regularly, so there's no reason to have the Wii U version running around while the Switch version is going pretty strong.
Mario Maker 2 is better for a lot of reasons. Mario Maker 1's great, and I remember thinking this might happen, so I just downloaded a whole bunch of courses, and I don't even know if they're still accessible. If their system changes, if it's going to change something where I can't access that content, because it's kind of they're basically rentals because I downloaded them. But Mario Maker 2, the reason I like that one more is I like the 100 level, what is it? The challenge, the course, the world, whatever, the castle, the story mode that Nintendo actually made. Do you guys play that?
Yeah, so for Mario Maker 2, I played the story mode. I finished that 100%. And I think it's not the 100 Mario Maker. I think it's like the 100. It's the Endless Challenge or something like that.
Well, that's on Mario Maker 1, and I was just explaining why I like Mario Maker 2 better. But yeah, I like that too on Mario Maker 1. I think that was Mario Maker 1.
But you also know how Nintendo is. They will shut something down, wait a few years, then launch a pack that has all of them in there, and then put a new server up there and allow you to continue to play your old school stuff.
The thing is, they won't give you all of them. Just like with 3D All-Stars, they didn't give you Galaxy 2. So they know what they're doing, but sometimes it just doesn't make sense. Just like I think next year they're going to do a Zelda 3D All-Stars, but they'll leave something out.
Yeah, I guess Nintendo is very much just like your cable television, where you can't get every single show that you want in one package. They kind of split it all up just to make you pay more.
Yeah, and continuously pay.
Exactly.
But they remind me like of Disney because of the vault. When Disney they put their stuff in the vault and you couldn't get it. I feel like Nintendo does that too. There's some games you just can't buy anymore.
That is very true.
Well, that sort of brings us to the next subtopic, Nintendo Doomsday for Mario stuff, because on March 31st, 2021, the things that Nintendo will stop selling, both digitally and physically, are the 3D All-Stars collection, the Game & Watch, Super Mario 35 will be taken off the eShop, the digital version of Fire Emblem on the NES will be removed, and also, of course, Mario Maker 1 support. So
wow,
that's a lot of stuff they're ending just on one day.
Well, so you say they're ending it, but I have a feeling that they're not necessarily going to end it. They're either going to end it and they're going to be Nintendo and they're going to just do kind of what we were talking about, and maybe in 10 years they'll re-release it. But I think what they're going to do is they're going to break Mario 3D All-Stars up into 3 games, and they're going to sell them probably for like $20 a piece. So you'll still be able to get them, but you won't get them physically, possibly, and you also won't get them as a collection. That's what I'm thinking.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I would think that they're gonna split up some of this stuff and try and make more money off of it, such as the 3D All Stars collection. They'll just sell individually and just somehow try and make more money off of that. And then, obviously the Mario Maker thing is just removing the servers because there's no need to keep supporting that old one. And Mario 35, I hope they have some other type of game that is,
Yeah,
because that's really fun, but who knows what's going to happen with that.
they need to replace that with something. I'm thinking because a lot of people like that, and the one I can see going away completely is the Game and Watch, the 35th anniversary one.
That's a limited edition type thing. I don't think that's going to be past this year.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I still think I feel like they're going to figure out a way to make money off that other stuff because it would almost be bad PR if they got rid of a lot of that stuff. We'll see.
Oh, I do love the gaming watch. I didn't even know about it until you showed it to me, Kaz. So it's pretty cool looking, and I could see that being uh, very tempting for a lot of collectors, especially now that it's a limited edition. So good on Nintendo for launching such a little classic item that's new. So that's pretty cool. And I do like the fact that it's limited, actually.
It's not limited for me. I accidentally ended up with 3 of them.
Accidentally, of course.
Accidentally, yes, it's always an accident.
There was some strategy involved, and it ended up working.
It worked on you 3 times, so that's
I
amazing.
had, I had a backup and a backup plan because it's limited, but I ended up not needing those backup plans. So I must have planned carefully and planned right. But I could sell you one if you want, possibly
Oh,
double the price.
possibly.
Not for Imamu. He gets it for free. Come over, and I'll just give it to you for free if you can make it.
No, that's really cool. I do like the fact that Nintendo did do something like that. It just looks classic. It reminds me back when I was a little kid, and they used to sell those little devices that had the little LED screens. You remember those black and white ones? It
I
just
got
reminds me of
2
that.
of them, Tiger Electronics. I just got
Yes, yes, those little Tiger Electronics, exactly.
yeah. I just got 2 of those. I got the Transformers one and
Yes.
the X-Men one because they were on a super mega sale on Amazon like not too long ago.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, they were like $10.
Oh my gosh, I would totally collect that.
They're only 15 right now. They re-released them, so they're usually I think 15. I know I really won't play it, and one might be a gift for
No,
an
no, no.
holiday.
You have to keep those in the plastic. The little kids
Yeah,
won't. They won't really appreciate it.
I was going to keep the X-Men one. I was going to keep the X-Men one in the pack, but the Transformers one just seems cooler, so I'm actually going to keep that one.
Actually, I still remember my X-Men one. That one was really cool.
Yeah, that's the one I remember the most.
Yes, me too. I think that was the most popular.
And there's the Sonic one too, and there's also a Little Mermaid one.
I didn't roll with the Little Mermaid, but good for you.
No, yeah, no, that I beat that. I beat that a couple times. Yeah. So, what do we got? What's next?
this week a developer that has been playing Cyberpunk apparently says that they've spent 175 hours just playing the game, and they weren't trying to go for completionist, and they weren't even really super far into the game apparently. So does that beg the question if some games are too long, if you just want shorter experiences? For me specifically with Cyberpunk, I think it's meant to be a giant open-ended game like this because it's made by the same developers as The Witcher, but which I super enjoyed. So this is the type of game from them that I want, but I think in a lot of cases I don't want games that are that big in general.
I'm calculating it now to see how many days that is. It's 7.2916 days, like full days, like not work days
You mean not sleeping at all and just straight?
in Cyberpunk. It would be full 7 full days, and so I think part of the reason his took so long because I was reading up on it is because he was it was one of his playthroughs where he was going through it in stealth mode. So I think that's probably one of the reasons it took long. But I mean, that's still a lot of hours. What about you guys? What's like the perfect length for you and why? 20 I think 25 is realistically probably the best for me. 35 maybe.
Depends on the type of game, actually. It all depends on the type. Um, A stealth game, I could stay in a stealth game forever. One of my main thing was Splinter Cell, and every time I was just like, "Oh, it's too short," because I just enjoyed it so much.
I remember that. That was a great game.
It was just a great game, and it felt like it was maybe 20 hours the most, and that felt a little short. Last of Us took a little bit longer for me, part
Mm.
1 and part 2.
You beat part two? We'll talk about that later.
Oh, yeah. Just the I guess if it's a world like that, I didn't even expect it to have a full on ending. I felt like maybe once you're done with one, then a new patch will come in and increase the gameplay. So for me, I think 175 is sweet, especially for the fact that newer games are going to start costing a little bit more for the next generation. So they better pump up the hours and make it worth your money, to be honest. So 175 is a little bit much, but if there are side missions and you feel good about accomplishing side missions, I think that's pretty cool.
Specifically reacting to the Cyberpunk thing, the PS4 version is currently out. Technically the next generation version won't be out when the game releases, but there will be a next generation patch that comes at some point. So that will actually technically be cheaper if you only buy the PS4 version and then get the upgrade later. So that's good. And as far as game length goes, it doesn't matter necessarily how long a game is to me because it it depends on the type of game. So for this type of game, I do want something that's more open-ended and something I can put a lot of hours into. And then there's a lot of situations where I do want a more streamlined gameplay. So for example, God of War, which is a very streamlined, gameplay, and you're just like taken through the whole story. And for that specific game, I thoroughly enjoyed that. And then even something like Mario Odyssey, the main game was like 15 hours, and I was like, oh, that seemed pretty short to me. But there's a lot of replay value and all the different other moons and stuff you can get. So really, I guess it just depends on the type of game. But typically, 20 to 40 hours for me is sort of the length that I would like out of it,
The sweet spot.
unless it's like a 2D platformer or something like that.
Yeah, so when I hear 175 hours, and I haven't played it yet, so maybe it's the best thing ever. Couple things. One is that I think 175 is too much for me personally because I'm not a huge sandbox game kind of guy. I like them, but I just don't have the time, I guess, because a lot of them are long. And the other thing I was going to say is that the when I hear 175 hours is that I think first, I don't know why, but the first thing I think of is games as a service or game as a service because I feel like they're going to keep just adding, and charging and charging and charging, which is fine. That's how they make their money.
Online multiplayer for Cyberpunk comes out in 2022, but I do see them long term going for a GTA Online type thing. But that's not what I'm going to end up doing with it. I'll probably just play through it and then be done with it. But, for people that do want that GTA Online experience, it's good that they have that option.
Yeah, no, it's definitely it's just a different model it's just not for me entirely. I'm going to probably pick it up and get it anyway. I want to even if you just spend 20 hours and you're messing around, and even if you only get 5 or 10% done, it still seems like it's a great experience. Maybe it's terrible, I don't know, but it seems like it's going to be good.
The first time I saw Cyberpunk, to be honest, I didn't think that it was just a playthrough game and you're done with. It kind of seemed like they were trying to create a universe that you kind of stayed in.
Yeah,
Um, so the fact that they said 175, I was just like, that's it. I thought that you kind of stay in there for forever and you just increase.
The 175 is not very long into the game, apparently.
Yeah, so that's amazing. And if you like it, I mean, it's all about the story telling and the character building. If you could invest in the characters and you end up having like some emotional attachment to the universe, then no matter what amount of time, it's never enough if they do a great job.
is it going to be one of those games that's so big that it comes with two discs, and one is you have to install it, and then the other one is basically the key to unlock it to play it?
Yes, it does. It was confirmed that it's on 2 discs. Now, if whenever the next generation version comes out, I'm not sure if it'll be 2 discs because they can use the ultra high def Blu-rays for those, so it might be on one disc when it becomes the PS5 version, but currently the PS4 and Xbox One versions will be 2 discs.
Okay.
Hmm. They didn't change the type of discs that the PlayStation 5 or Xbox series are using, right? They didn't increase the density, the data density for those CDs. Are they the same as the previous generation?
PS5, they increased it to use 100 gigabyte ultra high def Blu-rays
Yes, UHD.
rather than
Gotcha.
the 50 gig regular Blu-rays.
So they just doubled up. Wow.
hmm
And does that goes the same for Xbox?
I'm not sure what Xbox does. I just assume that they want everyone to use Game Pass, and
Yeah, exactly.
they don't want them to buy physical stuff.
That's a rental system,
No.
which I'll probably get. I'll get the digital only, the rental version only, and sign up for Game Pass, and I'll be good, and that'll be fine.
I feel like if I just get an Xbox One S and for like $100 next year, something like that, that'll be
Yeah.
perfect to have. Just use that for Game Pass.
That's all you need it for.
I just decided to just build a gaming PC and just get the pass for the Xbox, and that's good enough for me. And then I'll wait for the PS5 because honestly, there's really no need to get the series if you have a pretty decent gaming PC.
And there's also no reason to get it because there's no games out for it right now that are exclusive. Maybe a couple,
True.
but nothing good. Nothing that I care about.
Right.
That you can't play on other systems, basically. But it's kind of the same with PlayStation 5, too. Astrobot's the best game, and you can't play that anymore.
Imamu,
Yes.
quick question. Can your gaming PC play Flight Simulator?
Yes, it can.
Oh snap!
You got cockpit?
I have a triple monitor setup. I don't. Well, that's like a cockpit right there.
3 ultra wides?
3 extra wides. Yeah.
Really? Ultra?
Yes.
That goes-
Huh?
3 ultra wide monitors, so it goes
No,
all the way.
he said
down to-
extra.
Yes.
He said extra wide.
I know. I said ultra wide.
Oh, they're not ultra wides. No. They're just
3 ultra wides. That's what you got to do to be like really into it.
No, I kind of looked into the ultra wides, but my desk wouldn't hold 3 monitors. It would just probably be 2.
Get 3 discs.
Only for you.
But so you're into that. I didn't even know you were into that.
The flight simulators? When I was a kid, yeah, but right now I'm more into the racing.
Favorite racing game?
Racing simulators.
let's
Sorry?
get into
Really?
that. Let's get into that during the boss bits during Imamu section. So our final news topic of the hype block is the Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity sales. So apparently in the first weekend of the game being out, it sold 3 million copies, making it the best-selling Warriors game of all time. Now, that's pretty impressive in my book. I got it. I know Shamster got it.
I got it. Did you get it?
I haven't played that yet. No, I did not.
It's just you're not one of the 3 million.
I am not, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a good game. I think half of it is Breath of the Wild hype, and it definitely feels like it doesn't feel like Breath of the Wild, but it's an homage to Breath of the Wild. There's the music. It does kind of feel like Breath of the Wild. It's not the same game. And then the other half is maybe people that's probably 100% of it, and I think 50% of it will drop off. I think the sales will slow down, but it's a good game. It's definitely a good game. We talked about this a little bit before. The graphic drop off from PS5 to that game is noticeable, just in general with the drawing and all that stuff. It's a good game. Impa is my girl. She is spectacular. She absorbs symbols, and I don't know what I'm doing when I'm playing using her. But I'm rocking everybody. I'm wrecking the whole house, and it's incredible. It's so fun. The rest are fine, but that's definitely my girl. What about you?
I really like Impa. I play mostly with Link for the most part, and I really like Urbosa and Daruk.
I didn't get to them yet. I did. How many of the Divine Beasts have you piloted?
I don't really want to get too much into it because I don't want to spoil anything. So I've done the 4 main missions to unlock each character. I don't want to say how many
Don't go past that.
I don't want to say how many divine beasts are involved in that. So to avoid spoilers, I'm not going to say anything in regards to that, but I have unlocked each of the 4 champions at this point, and I'm really loving the game a lot. So, one other thing I did also was I tested out the amiibo support, which
Yeah,
I just used the amiibo cards for that, and I think it's like a limit of 5 per day,
yeah,
and
it's like 5 a day.
you just get items. That's really it.
It's nothing. I don't know, maybe some of those items are super, super rare, but it doesn't seem like it. You just bang out 5 of them a day, and then you get your stuff and you move on. It's like fish and like all that stuff. But it's a good game. It's fun. It's kind of addicting. I don't know. It's definitely a button masher, but it's fun, and you can get better at it. And there's some good challenge. It's the little minions or whatever you want to call the random people don't matter. It's the bosses.
The boss room. But yeah,
Exactly.
it's definitely a button masher, and I'm not playing it like nonstop because I would get carpal tunnel from that. But
Yeah, you're right on point.
so I'm playing that alongside Miles Morales, which I've actually been playing that for the most part. But we'll get into that.
Imamu, you should play it. Did you like Breath of the Wild?
Yes, yes.
Did you beat it?
That was a gorgeous game. I did not beat it. I did not, but I'm very
All
close.
right, so you
Um,
like it and you've been playing, so you would like this game then.
I think I will. I will pick it up if I don't get a chance to play it. Well, I won't play it until I beat Breath of the Wild. So I'll let my kids play it, make sure they don't spoil anything, and then I'll jump into that game because I have a lot of games on my list right now to play.
Now on to the boss bits. And what this is, we go over our recent pickups, the games we've been playing, and that sort of thing. So we're going to let our special guest, Imamu, take over.
Imamu.
So currently right now I'm playing Gears Tactics and Forza. Both games are amazing. Gears Tactics is similar to Halo Wars in some ways, with a turn-based style system. It's very much just like the original Gears, except it does all the cutscenes for you when you're close to an enemy. They did a gorgeous effect on there, so it's really a fun game if you like these little turn-based relaxing on your chair, just clicking a few buttons.
I got a quick question on Gears Tactics. So
Yes,
for Gears Tactics, are you using that in the 120 frames mode?
I am definitely, and it's gorgeous. So when you have the monitors, it just looks beautiful. Um, the colors, the characters. I didn't even know there were so many characters in the Gears universe. But every time I start to play a solo mission, you pick up an extra 2 characters that you have to rescue. It gets very, very difficult. So you could start playing, and all of a sudden they're dropping like tons of characters on the screen, and you have to find new ways of eliminating them. Um, so it's very, very challenging. So I would tell everyone to try and play it if you just want to have like a relaxed time on your chair and just click a few buttons and it does the moves, but you really have to pay attention to where the enemies are.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So you said that's a turn-based strategy, not an RTS.
It's more like a turn base. You go, I go, and each one of your teammates will have a certain amount of turns. Um, so it's not like you could do multiple turns with one person, or you just um, pass your turn and the other enemies start. So you have a few tactics that you have to do in order to complete certain missions. So it's a little bit different than most of the other turn-based games that I've played. But it's very fascinating. I would recommend you try it.
And is that PC only? That's not an Xbox, is it?
I'm pretty sure it's on the Xbox.
Yeah,
Because I'm playing. Yeah, it's
it's
definitely
on
on the
Xbox.
Xbox.
Well, no, I mean it's the Xbox Series X or S.
I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't. I would be very surprised if it wasn't. I'm pretty sure it is. I doubt they made it just for the PC.
I believe it was initially a PC only release, and then when the series systems came out, it released for Game Pass for the Xbox, I believe.
Gotcha. And the second game is Forza. What can I say? Everything about that game is just gorgeous. Um, it definitely gives Gran Turismo a run for their money. And
Do you like
Microsoft,
Forza Horizons better, or do you like the Motorsport better?
I love Horizon. Um, I'm playing 4 right now. And each one of the cars is just gorgeous, and the way they feel when driving is just they did such a great job. And the sceneries and the way the environment shifts, the roar of the engine. I'm just having a blast playing this game, and the different type of cars is just the plethora is just insane. So
There's no damage to the vehicles in that game, right?
there are you see the damage, but it's not like your car will stop running. But it does hurt when you have like a supercar that you hit the wall and then you see the scuff
Yeah.
marks. It kind of hurts, but it doesn't stay. So it would be a nice thing if it stays and you have to pay to fix it. So you'll be really careful. But once you start a next mission, the car is brand new again. So it's not that realistic, but it's still cool.
So let me clarify. Motorsport, is it Forza Motorsport? Am I even saying that right? I don't think I am. I know it's Forza Horizons. What's the other one?
There's 2 Forza series. There's Horizon, which is like the open world type game, and then
That's the one I
Motorsport.
like.
Then there's Motorsport, which is like
Okay.
the Gran Turismo type game.
So it is Motorsport though. Okay. I remember seeing something about like you could like jump a train, and there's like also a helicopter one where they drop you off or something.
There's actually a movie set scene where it's like they're making a movie and you're the driver and there's a helicopter that you're, I guess, chasing in some ways, and you have to jump a huge cliff to make the scene happen. So they do add these
Yeah,
kind of
something like
like little events here and there, and of course the better you do, the better your like your records are, and the more your reputation increases, so you get more money. So it's very much similar to
get
most
more
other
likes.
arcade
Yeah.
type of car games, really, but it's just fun.
I remember there was an add-on, a Hot Wheels one, right, with loops and stuff. I actually wanted to check that out. Did you play that?
That one's on Horizon 4.
That one, I almost got an Xbox One S just for that. When it was a super sale, it was like a Black Friday. Speaking of Black Friday, a couple of years ago, though, like maybe 2 or 3 at the most. But I didn't do it. But it looks
I didn't
awesome.
think you were into racing games like that. That's
I'm
cool.
not. That's why I didn't get it. But
Okay.
I wanted to check it out because the Hot Wheels, and also I like Mario Kart and stuff like that. No, but Horizon looks cool. The weather effects seem awesome. Like they look really good from what I've seen. The graphics are
Yeah,
like
the
ridiculous.
144 refresh rates is insane in that game.
Ooh, I can't imagine.
Yeah, so I made sure I picked up a monitor that fits that type of game.
And the one like you can drive through hayfields and you just go through barns and stuff.
Oh yeah, I haven't even touched. I'm not even in the snow yet. Well, there are
That's what
snow,
Horizon in
but I
general.
don't think there's hayfields. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not there yet, but it
Or
probably
not
is
the one you're in.
motorsport.
I don't think it's that one. I think it's Horizon. I think it's the one maybe in Australia or the one that was right before that.
Horizon is the one that I'm playing. You're probably thinking of motorsport, which is probably
Oh,
more
okay.
arcadey. Um,
I think
but yeah,
I thought you were playing Motorsport. Horizon's the arcadey one. I
the
think.
Horizon is the one I'm playing currently.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Well, either way, tell us if you find the hayfield.
I definitely will.
Anything else going on, Imamu? Anything gaming wise you're doing recently?
No, just I'm picking up a PlayStation 5 controller since I can't get the console. So I'm hoping that Steam will get all the patches ready and maybe I'll be able to enjoy the Rumble Pack. Maybe I don't know how many developers are gonna really develop to add that add-on, so it might
Yeah,
just be a little. I don't think it's gonna really work similar
it
to a
probably won't.
PS5, but if the controller will work on the PC, I'm all for it because the controller seems very comfortable.
Imamu, I actually had a quick question for you. So when you're playing on the PC, what type of controller, or are you using mouse and keyboard? What type of control scheme are you using?
Just the regular standard Xbox control scheme. since you're playing on the Xbox, nothing changes. I'm just using a regular Xbox uh, white controller, and I'm using a mouse and keyboard for the Gears Tactics since you don't quite need a controller for that.
Very cool. Good stuff.
Yeah. And surprising, the vibration on the controller is amazing on the PC. I don't know if there's anything different, but
Wow.
they really target the vibration for it, especially when you're playing the Forza. You could feel the shocks from each of the motors going left and right. So they did an amazing job.
You should listen to our last show. We got into depth on the DualSense vibration. Very nice
Oh,
vibration.
did you pick it up yourself?
Yeah, I have it. We talked about it last week, but yeah, that showcases the new controller.
I might have to go to Kaz's house and check it out.
It's worth it, especially
You
since
gotta
you
wear a
can go to
mask.
his house. Yeah.
All right.
No, he could just pass the controller outside the window. I didn't
Yeah,
have to
but
do
it's
it.
got
Why
to
don't you
be
just let him borrow your PS5 for a couple weeks?
Not doing that, dude. I want to play it. So for me, I've been after the Pulse 3D headset for the past week, like
Yes, you have.
almost obsessively, to where I've been looking at each of the different sites on my phone almost nonstop. But it kind of paid off. So what happened was last night, I have all the tabs open still actually right now. I was refreshing the pages, and Walmart said it was in stock at in-store purchase only, about 20 minutes away from me. So what happened was last night, my daughter was up and I didn't really get much sleep, but I was so hyped about getting this headset that I got up around 7 a.m. and drove down to the Walmart
Wow.
to actually get the headset. And I didn't really even use it that much, but I was super excited to get it because it's sold out everywhere. You're seeing it 150 at the minimum, and I'm just happy to have it and not have to pay any scalpers for it.
Yeah, that's insane. So,
So yeah, go ahead.
no, carry on. So it's USB Type C for charging,
Yep.
hopefully. So that's awesome. So did you try it yet? What games did you feel like you're really experiencing the full plethora of this headset? And how many different speakers are inside? Is it just a single speaker, or does it have different types of speakers in there for the true surround sound? How does it work?
Well, I don't know all the specifics on the speakers, but it is labeled as 3D audio, so I would assume that there are multiple speakers in there to give it that sound effect. I don't know how they would do it with just one speaker, but who knows? But as far as the games that I played with it, I only briefly played Miles Morales with it, and I didn't really get much time with it. I'm gonna probably dig into it a little bit more, but it seemed like it was pretty good. I know Shamster has the PS4 headphones. He says that they're not necessarily the best ones, but
They're okay. They're good because they work with the PS4 and PS5, just like that one will. I don't know if that one will work with the PS4, but that's the reason I have mine. The sound quality is
it
fine.
does. It does work with the PS4.
Yours do? The 3D, the Pulse 3D ones?
Yeah, that works with the PS4 as well.
Yeah, I kind of want them too. I'm not too pumped up just because I know that they're good. They're fine. I'm guessing the bass won't be that great, and they're basically good for the 3D sound. So if there's like a I don't know like a lightning strike in a game, you'll be able to tell where it lands. Like you'll know it came from the back, like behind you or something like that. But they're not the greatest headphones. The ones I have.
I mean, so far from Miles Morales, the bass actually sounded pretty decent. So I'm just really looking for a good headset to play because my daughter's in the next room that would be sleeping. So it'd just be nice to have the official headset for, potentially or hopefully the best quality.
They're good for $100.
Yeah, I was excited to get it.
Yeah, I have the PS4 version, and I did use it quite a bit at first, but then I started to use a cheaper one that I just plug in, just because the battery would die and I'll
The
have to
battery's
charge
not great. I
it.
was gonna say that.
Yeah, it wasn't great, so
It's not great.
so that I kind of put it in the drawer and not use it for a while.
This one you can plug it in. if the
Yeah,
battery
you
runs
you
out.
can with the other ones too. Do you know what the battery life's supposed to be for those? Did they advertise it?
It's supposed to be 12 hours, which is pretty good in
That's
my
good.
opinion.
Yeah, I have other ones that go 40. That's even better, obviously. But the ones I have are only like maybe 6. But they're also getting older. The PS4 old, I think they're called. But they work well because I don't think, is it Bluetooth or is it RF? You just plug it into the USB and then it just works like immediately. And they're easy to use.
Yeah, there's a USB adapter for it.
Let us know how the 3D sound is and the build quality. That's the other concern. But you know what's cool? It'll probably be the same thing. The ones I have, the earpieces, the foam or whatever, started really getting old and just kind of frayed and kind of falling apart. I found a cheap replacement pair on the web, maybe like $15. They look new now. I got blue ear cups and they're new. They look new. They still sound the same. The battery's just not as great. But yeah, let us know.
Good to know. Yeah, I will let you guys know next week. Shamster, what's in your boss bits this week before we get into the rest of my pickups?
Well, a lot of things, but I'll just go through a couple of them quickly because we already talked about them last week. Astrobot, I completed it.
Did you get the platinum? Because I got it. And
That's what I was going to ask you. Go ahead. What were you saying?
So I got the platinum and then I went back to do the rest of them, and I think I got 2 more trophies, but I 100% completed it and I had a blast doing it. I love doing the speed runs. Those
That
are
game's
really
great. But here's what I was going to ask you. I got all the artifacts and all the puzzle pieces, and we used all the coins in the vending machine thing. But I don't remember seeing it say platinum or anything. Do I have to look somewhere?
Do you not see it under your trophies?
I didn't really look. I thought it would pop up with like fireworks and all kinds of crazy stuff because I got a platinum. Boom. Fireworks everywhere. Nothing happened though. But I'll figure it out. But I got all that stuff. And another thing I was going to ask you about, what was the reason again why 2 of them, was it puzzle pieces or artifacts that weren't involved with the platinum?
I'm not sure why certain trophies weren't included. There was one for speed runs, and then there was another one that you just did in the main hub world. I don't remember specifically what it was, but I don't know why that was different then, and that didn't count towards the platinum.
Do you have to do the speed runs to get the platinum?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. All right, so that was one. Streets of Rage 1. Did you guys ever play that? The first one?
Streets of Rage, yes, when I was a
The
kid
first one.
in the arcade.
Okay. I didn't play it a ton. I played it recently, last night actually. Way more old school than I thought. Because I mainly played the 2 or 3, the popular one, the mainstream one.
I think 2 is the commercial one.
That's the one I played. And it's good. It's fast. It's a lot faster. But I played that. That was interesting to me. I didn't expect it to feel that old school. A little slow. Hyrule Warriors, we already talked about that. Here's something interesting. Well, we're going to talk pickups, correct? I'll go back to you.
Sure. So I have 2 other pickups other than the Pulse 3D. Obviously, that's my main and my most exciting one. On Amazon.com, I got 2 other pickups. I got the PS5 version of Watch Dogs Legion, and that was only $30 for a next generation game. So I was very excited to get that. And I picked up the Metal Gear Solid collection on PS3, which contains every game from Metal Gear on the NES to Metal Gear Solid 4. So
That's a good
nice.
collection. I'm going to have to grab that too, I think.
It was only
That,
$20.
Yeah.
that was a
I
great
don't have my
run.
PS3 set up. You played that? Imamu?
Oh,
You
which
played
one?
any of those? Any of them?
Yes, definitely.
Kaz hasn't.
Well, he did send me a link directly to it, which is what Kaz does. He's always putting me in the loop of what is hot, and if I want it, he would send me a link. So yeah, he
Oh,
already
he does
showed it
that for
to me.
me too.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he never played the Metal Gear games.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He played like what he said, 20 minutes of the 5th one.
I actually got into Splinter Cell because of Metal Gear. So I love the stealth types of games, and I think Metal
Yeah,
Gear is
it's
I don't know
incredible.
that's like the king right there.
You played Metal Gear Solid, right? The first one,
Yeah, yeah,
PlayStation 1. That game
yes.
is phenomenal. And they're all great. They're all great. They're all a little weird. They're bizarre. Some parts are bizarre, but they're definitely worth playing.
What was that other game with the ninja version one? The guy is
Psycho Mantis?
I'm sorry?
Is that
No,
Psycho Mantis?
you're not playing as the Metal Gear itself. You're playing a different character where you had like this super sharp sword. Um
Oh, wait, you're talking about Otacon?
yeah, he has like a full on face shield.
I'm not sure because the one I didn't play was part two, and I think that's the way you're going. The only thing is, I don't want to give any spoilers to Kaz because that's a big one. So
No,
let's.
I doubt it. You're not gonna get any get any spoilers from
The
that.
thing is, it's 20 years
No,
old
I
now,
already
right?
know about it.
Okay,
Exactly. That's
I was
what
gonna say, yeah. All
I
right,
know what
so
he's
yeah,
talking about. I know what he's talking about, so it doesn't matter. I'm just excited to be able to have access to the entire collection in just one, uh, you know, package, which is great.
the HD,
I believe they're HD. I don't know if they're remastered. They're probably just ported.
but they're HD. I'm gonna have to for the price because that's gonna go. That's only gonna go up.
Especially when the original creator is no longer with them anymore to bring that kind
Yeah,
of
and he's
game.
coming out with games where you deliver packages across the U.S.
With
I know.
babies.
Which I haven't played. I actually kind of want to be honest with you. But
I saw
I don't know.
some gameplay and I was just so bored watching it, and I'm like, I can't even play this. If I can't even watch someone play it, this is really gonna
Well,
be
you
boring.
like you like driving games, so like, is there any kind of delivery trucks you can ride around in?
I did see some, but most of it looked like it was just walking. Um, but I don't know. I
Yeah.
can't really judge the
Oh,
game until I fully
I think
delve
I,
into it.
yeah.
So
I think you can unlock like a motorcycle, but that's not for a very long time. There's a lot of walking you have to do to get the motorcycle, I'm sure.
That's not until 60 hours in. That's
and
when
once
it
the
gets good.
motorcycle runs out of gas, then you have to walk the motorcycle up the hill.
If you have the receipt, and you also have to have the warranty.
That's
So I
funny.
didn't play it, and I thought it would be cheap. I was going to pick it up for recently for the holidays, but it didn't go down as far as I thought it should because I said it's still like $30.
So
I'd
what
pay
is a sweet
maybe
spot for you? $15?
15. I'd pay
Yeah.
15 for it. What about you?
Me, I think I just don't know. If I pick it up, it's just gonna sit on my shelf. I know myself. So no, until it's given to me for free for the PlayStation, the PlayStation Plus. I don't think I would actually pick it up.
Until it's at Five Below, I'm not going to touch it.
That I could actually see that being in the PlayStation Plus
Me too.
collection.
I
That could
will.
be added in
Oh,
there.
that the collection only for the PS5 owners or the full collection for
Yeah,
anyone?
the collection.
One thing I will say is it definitely like it's rough when you're playing your PS5 and you see your friends playing on PS4. It's like I don't want to see that. Like it just hurts.
Wow, is that a
I'm
jab on
joking.
me?
I'm joking.
Like, who would play last gen? PS4. The weird thing
Oh
is,
man, it has
out of all
started.
the console launches and all the times I played release day consoles, the PS5, it's like the lines are blurred the most between the PS4 and the PS5 in the games. And not that the graphics look comparable, but you can't tell what you're playing the game for because you can just download all the PS4 games and play all the PS4 games on the PS5. But it still looks good. They don't look as good.
Own like a PlayStation 4 Pro, the jump is
That's
not
what I
really.
have. Yeah, that's probably why then.
Yeah, yeah, because I have the Pro, so it still has a lot of
You don't have
life.
you have the Pro, right?
I have
Me?
the Pro,
Oh, yeah, I know
No,
you. You mom has the Pro.
but
no,
Kaz
I
didn't have the Pro, so this is a big leap for him.
no. For me, it's big because I still had the base PS4 this whole time. So
Right, right.
I put a new hard drive in it, so it had 2 terabytes, so it lasted me this whole time. But having only 600 gigs is rough. That's bad right
It's
now.
not good. Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, it's tough.
So they haven't stated yet what kind of NVMe the PlayStation 5 will use for upgrade.
No, there's no
Mm.
support for that yet. I will probably add one at some point. Probably put a 2 terabyte, and it seems like it's pretty. There's a specific slot for it, so it actually seems like it's even easier than the PS4 one because that one you just replace the hard drive, which wasn't that bad. But to just basically stick a hard drive into a slot and then it just adds onto it. That seems to be easier even than that.
I would say don't spend any money on that and just get the PS5 Pro because you know it's coming out.
That's gonna be a while.
2 years.
2 years you give it. I
No
doubt
way.
it.
Three at the
Yeah,
most.
I would say half its life. Then
Wait for the
Pro will come.
Slim. This thing is huge.
It's
Yeah.
ugly. It's like a melting ice cream sandwich in reverse though, because
I don't think it's ugly. I think they really well, wait until they start to sell the covers, like different type of covers. Remember how the Xbox 360, how you could change the front plate,
face plates, yeah.
the faceplate? So I'm thinking like the sides are gonna be easily
Put
removable
like
and
some
replaced
camo
with.
on there.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know.
So I'm thinking it just looks the way it does to me is because it's huge, is because I got the one with the disk drive, and also because I have it laying horizontally. It's designed to look like a skyscraper, I think, without a disk drive, which actually doesn't look bad. But with the disk drive on its side, it just looks like the ice cream sandwich fell down. It's melting.
I really like the look. It's just a little bit big. That's kind of the whole thing, but I'm
A little
fine
bit
with
big.
it.
Mine's horizontal, but I think it looks fine.
It's not. I don't like it. I mean, I like the system. I don't like the way it looks. But partly because I have it laying on. I added a shelf and I stained it. I didn't want it to mess up the PS5, so I put like a piece of cardboard under it. That's probably part of the reason I don't think it looks that good. It's just sitting on.
Wait, your shelf, you stained it and you're afraid of the stain touching the
Exactly.
PS5?
Because it's white.
But why wouldn't your stain dry by now?
It's dry, but the PS5. It's so heavy. It's just gonna press directly onto that stain with all its weight. It's gonna just absorb right into that thing.
It's on a
Wow.
stand though.
Maybe.
It does have a stand that you
Yeah.
could. I know.
Yeah, but
So
it's
you
so
don't have
heavy
to
that
put
it
it direct.
Not that you can use, that you need to use regardless of which
Exactly.
way.
Yeah. So I
I'm
think
just
you'll
gonna.
be fine
I don't really care what happens to this one because I'm gonna get the PS5 Pro in a year.
in a year. Now it's in less than it. I thought it was 2 years.
Yeah.
But
It's a March 2021 it's coming out, the PS5
yeah,
Pro already.
It's a post-pandemic release
oh man, people would be so upset.
because the pandemic's over, or because the PS5 Pro is
Well,
out already.
people would be as upset as those people who bought the video card, the 2080, and then the 3080 came out for way less, um, just a few months later. I mean,
Yeah, most people will be upset, but actually, some people will be upset, but most people
you
won't.
would be upset.
It has.
It's the cause.
Eh.
What were we gonna say?
Shamster, final boss bits before we get into the BFT.
I'll run down a couple. I picked up something interesting. Motocross Maniacs. Did you ever hear of that?
No, what system's
No.
that for?
I was going to give you a chance to tell me what system it's for. I'll give you 2 guesses. Motocross Maniacs.
Motocross Maniacs. I remember Motocross as a kid, but that was for Atari. But
No, it's not that old. I'll just tell you.
Game Boy.
Game Boy Advance. Yeah, well, Game Boy Advance. Advanced. I watched one of those random YouTube videos, the top 15 underappreciated or best whatever GBA games, and it was on the list pretty high. So I kept an eye out for it, and it looks fun. They said if you like, it's kind of like looks like a cross between Excite Bike and Sonic. That's how I describe it. And it looks fast.
Whoa.
And it's cool.
How do you mix Excite Bike and
Lots of
Sonic?
loops. Lots of
It
loops.
kind of sounds like F-Zero. That's more like Sonic mixed with.
It scrolls horizontal. It's left to right, and there's lots of loops. But at the sound, it's a motorcycle. So I got that
Right.
off of eBay. I think I mentioned this before. NES Remix 1 and 2. That was just because Kaz reminded me of it. So, 2 things I wanted to bring up. PS5. There's not a ton of games for it. We already established that. But there's a decent sale, and maybe by the time the listeners hear this, the sale will be over. So I apologize if I got you all excited for these games. But Control Ultimate and Borderlands 3. Do either of you think they're worth $20? Because they both have a PS5 upgrade. Controls is coming out later. But I'm thinking about getting the digital rental version. I call it rental because You never know how long you're going to own it for if it's digital. The Control Ultimate is $20 right now, and Borderlands 3 is $20. Do you think that's good with the PS5 upgrades?
People do love the Borderlands. I mean, I think so, especially for Borderlands.
I've never played Borderlands, which is weird because I know it's been around for a while. Control I haven't played either, but that's fairly new.
People were upset with Control, weren't they?
If they got Control, the regular version that came out, and the Ultimate, basically, it has 2 of the expansion packs built into it, and maybe something else. I don't know if it has enhanced graphics or whatever, but it was essentially the second version that came out. Unless they have Control Ultimate, they have to pay for the PS5 upgrade, which is digital, I think. I'm not sure about that.
So if you have the original version of Control, you have to buy the only way to get the PS5 upgrade is to buy the Ultimate Edition. So even if you bought the original game and the DLC, you have to still buy the Ultimate Edition to get the PS5 upgrade. Now, to go back to your other question, is $20 worth it? To me, that does actually seem like it's worth it. But also not for me because I'm not really interested in either of those games. I already have enough games that I bought last year from Black Friday that are all my backlog that I barely played. So
yeah, but the thing is, they're not PS5 games. I'm trying to see what the PS5 can do. These aren't PS5 games either, but they seem like they're being, hyped up to include a substantial PS5 update to make it look, better and utilize the new hardware.
I think Control, they're definitely gonna bump it up a little bit, because that takes up a lot of resources, even for some PCs. So I could see Control really giving the PS5 a little bit of a run for their money.
I'm leaning towards Control because Borderlands 3, I'm not really into it as much, and it's also an older franchise.
Right.
I thought you guys would be like, hell yeah, you got to get that, and I would know what I'm going to do. So basically, I haven't made I still can't make a decision.
I would try Control. I mean,
Yeah.
people are raving about it.
it was nominated for Game of the Year last year, so it sounds like
There
it's
weren't
pretty good.
there weren't a ton of games out last year, though. I'd be getting the rental version, digital only, which could, the license for the music might go away at some point. They'd have to patch it out or something weird. But I'll probably get Control. So I was going to bring that up. Dry Bones T-shirt. I only mentioning that because it's actually really, really cool. I'll post it on the in the Discord channel somewhere. You'll have to find it. And I know you know about the Puma shoes. Tell us about the Puma shoes.
So there's some NES Puma shoes that go on sale next week. The first batch of them, the 3D All Stars collection, went on sale already, and there is an NES version that goes on sale on December 4th. So I will be trying to get those myself.
You gonna line up outside Puma outlet?
I will go to the online store.
I don't know if I'm
Did
going
you
to.
say NES?
Yeah.
Puma, their shoes. He's a sneakerhead. You knew that though. But
No,
Wow.
I'll send you the link. They actually look super dope.
they are nice. They're not that expensive. They're like $90. I mean, it's
Oh,
expensive, but
what is this?
you could probably flip them for $180.
Wait, what? What is this? I'm looking at.
Did you
That
find
can't
it?
be. That can't be it.
There's
Looks very-
different ones.
I just
You might be
posted it.
like,
Oh, they have the Galaxy, Super Mario
Yeah.
Galaxy.
Those are the ones that are already released.
Yes.
the only two good ones were the NES ones and the Super Mario ones because of the colors. The rest are a little bit too much for me.
I like the Mario 64 ones, but because the NES ones I like so much more, I just decided not to even really try and get them. And I'll try and get these ones, but if I don't get them, whatever. I'm not that worried.
Now, if you wear those to the clubs and someone steps on them, that's going to be a problem. That's the reason I don't want to get them because I feel like I'd never wear them.
Gotta fight.
You must stomp on their head. Period. So- it has the block on the side. That is
Yeah.
pretty
Look at the
interesting.
inside now. The inside's the best part.
Oh, I am scrolling right now. Oh.
Aren't they?
Well,
Aren't they
it's not that bad. It just has Mario in there. Huh?
No, the ones I'm talking about have the Bowser Castle flames inside. It's like it's
Oh,
inside
this
Bowser
is not the one
Castle.
I'm looking at.
In the
This one is
souls,
more. That's the 64 version, Mario 64 shoes. Next topic.
on to the boss featured topic.
BFT. Oh yeah.
That's good. Mama is definitely in the house.
All right, so this is week 3 of PlayStation month, and today we're going to be talking about our PS3 memories. Imamu, what games and what sort of PS3 memories do you have?
Oh, I remember playing Batman Arkham City.
Oh,
Ooh,
no, Arkham Asylum. That was the best one.
Arkham Asylum, that was amazing. Just seeing the graphics and that just made me fall in love with the entire Batman series. Um, and there were we also had Metal Gear Solid 4. That was amazing. Did any you didn't play it.
I did.
Oh, you
He did.
did.
The thing I remember about that game was that the loading times were so long that they would show Snake smoking a cigarette for like 15 minutes.
We didn't have the type of memory that we have now with the PS5. Give him a break.
Well, so I want to know. I want you to report back, Kaz, and let us know if he's still smoking cigarettes or if he's vaping now.
I will let you know that.
And I don't know if you guys remember, but Dead Space also made their.
You just took it off my. You saw that on the notes.
I'm
That's
sorry.
mine.
I'm sorry, I did not see that in any notes.
Yeah, you took it. It's fine. It's yours. Dead Space
Where? I'm sorry, I don't see it.
on the notes. No,
There's
it
nothing
doesn't
wrong with
matter.
that.
Dead Space. Go
Oh, I
ahead.
see it. I see it. It's the
Good
last
game.
one. Oh, well, great minds think alike, right? um, and we had Journey, Wolfenstein, and Street Fighter. Mr. Cos, you know that's my baby.
Street Fighter 4, right?
Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition. Um, that one just brought me right back to my childhood days when I used to charge people a quarter to enter in my house in order to play on the
Really?
Nintendo. Yeah, I had a line outside because no one wanted to go to the arcade to play Street Fighter, and I was the only one in the block that actually had it, and I was charging a quarter to beat.
Hustle.
Oh yeah, you had to hustle because we had to pay, uh, you know, the card back for the console because it was still expensive for a bunch of teenagers to buy. But yeah, that was my main memory of the PS3, just playing old school games and playing these new titles.
So for me, I had the PS3 when I was in college, so I was big into NBA 2K games, and I got that game for maybe like 3, 4 years in a row. I also remember playing Uncharted 2. I really enjoyed that game back in the day. I also played NHL 2011 with my buddy online all the time, and that was a ton of fun. So it was my first HD system, and mine still works to this day. And one great thing I will say about the PS3 is the games right now are still super cheap for them. Like I said earlier, I got the Metal Gear Solid collection for $21 or something like that. So you still get some great collections. There's like the God of War collection, which I think you can get for like $10. So
Yes, definitely a pick.
And those are the HD or remastered version.
yep.
Well, at least because God of War 1 was on the PS2.
One last shout out I want to give is to Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. That game was my jam back in the day.
Yeah, that was an interesting game. Mine was well, it came at the very end, was Last of Us. That game was incredible. And Dead Space, which was already stolen by Imamu as his pick. But my main memory wasn't even a game. Well, one of my first memories, where it kind of seemed a little next gen-y, was, do you remember PlayStation Home? Yeah, PlayStation Home. Do you remember that?
Yes, the total failure. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it was like Second Life, which was also a failure.
Yeah, I remember it. I remember it, and I don't think I was in there for more than 20 minutes.
I was in there for a party, and that's what was memorable. We had a dance party. Everybody was getting down with their avatars. Like, they were just going crazy in there. And it was like the clubs. And we were just having a good time dancing. And it was weird, but it was cool. I remember that a lot.
Actually, I jumped on board. I don't know if we were dancing because it was getting ready to shut down. That was the only one time I actually jumped on there.
You were one of the last people in there?
Yeah,
A holdout?
it was actually a party.
Did you have an apartment in there?
Yes,
Dude,
I did.
yeah, with like nice blinds.
I didn't want to pay like $5 for some virtual shoes and stuff like that.
That was
Everything
the
was
first microtransactions, the first mainstream ones. I think that's really when it started. Right around then, maybe a little bit before that.
Sony just got really greedy.
But yeah, that's a big one for me. But Dead Space, Last of Us 2, and there's another one I can't remember off the top of my head. But what do you guys have to add?
I would add BioShock.
I would do that too, but I mainly played that for the Xbox 360. That was my game.
I would add a couple more games. I would add Infamous, and I would also add Killzone 2. Those games were
Ooh,
dope.
Killzone 2.
Remember Resistance? That was a good game.
I didn't play that one.
Actually, I would pick Killzone 2. That was like their first game, right? When they launched it.
That was like one of the launch titles, I believe, or early
Yes.
on, and it was like a Sony published shooter, and it was crazy good.
I am actually waiting for the next one because that was so good.
Mm-hmm.
Fallout 3, was that PS3 only? I didn't really play that.
I think that was on everything. That was on the PC and Xbox as well. We one other thing is the Uncharted trilogy. I did mention Uncharted 2, but that debuted on the PS3, and Nathan Drake is one of the sort of the PlayStation mascots right now, and those are very great games. I thoroughly enjoyed those when I played them.
Yeah, I'll add Uncharted. So I played Uncharted 1 before anyone really even knew what it was. I remember I think it was the Game Informer magazine where they got into it. And it was before it ever came out. It was their new exclusive. And I love that game. But Uncharted 2 is what really just took it to the way next level. And I like Uncharted 3 better.
They're all good games. One last game for me, and that's it, would be Portal. Portal 2.
Oh, I know one. Hold on, I gotta find this.
So I actually don't have Portal 2 for my PS3. I want to get it at some point, but for my PS3, I do have the orange box, which has
Oh,
Half-Life
yes.
1 and 2 and Portal 1 on there. So I actually have played Portal 1 via the orange box, and that is an amazing collection.
Yeah, I still have the PC case with the game still on in there. That's my
Nice.
It's like the best
collection.
deal in gaming of all time.
Yep.
But I don't know. I think the Metal Gear Solid collection might be in the top 5 at least for the deals of all time for a collection. One last thing I want to throw out there to see if you remember this. Buzz Quiz TV. Do you remember that?
Yes.
I have the controllers.
Oh, I didn't have it, but I had I remember it coming out, and I remember wanting it, but I didn't get it because I had the Wii for that kind of stuff, but I did kind of want it, and I think I had like the demo for it.
It was fun. And I think I still have the controllers. I hope I do because when I was playing Astrobot, it was one of the awards, one of the artifacts. And then I'm like, oh, I hope I still have those because they were cool.
Nice.
I think I had 4 of them.
Did the game come with all 4? I would guess, right?
I think so. I think I was going to try to sell it at one point, but I don't know. I either sold it or I was not going to get enough money for it, so I kept it. And if I hope I kept it because they're pretty cool. I'll never play it again.
That is actually pretty cool just to have.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to the Boss Room podcast. You can find us on Twitter at @the_bossroom. You can also find our YouTube page if you search The Boss Room. My name is Alex Kaz. We want to thank our guest Imamu for joining.
Imamu!
Well, thank you guys for having me come through. It was an amazing adventure. And hopefully I could be a guest in your show in the future.
Well, we appreciate you joining us. Shamster,
That's me.
thank you guys for listening. We out.
Hey!